it doesn't work. That's fine too. Okay, so a very warm welcome to all of you, and hello, hello, hello. And today's session, live from the US, 7 o'clock in the morning. Today's session is all about creating a healing space, creating a healing space for yourself. So, just a few days ago, as I was hanging out, and this is where the entire conversation started, which is what is it that you count as a healing space? What is it that you think is a healing space? And firstly, our attention is too much focused on the body. Oh, this is problem with my body is not working, my back is not working, my leg is not working, and so this should get better. That is my limited idea of a healing space. That whatever is not working or whatever is giving up, sometimes because of age, sometimes because of whatever events have happened in our lives, it is when it gets back to its normal self, then and only then it would have healed. And so I was taken back to the womb, where the body is created. How is the body created in the first instance itself? It is created from the energy. Without the help of any doctors, without the help of many specialists coming together, it is created with the universal intelligence of what needs to be experienced by the body, whatever needs to be experienced by the body. If it needs to get some experiences and having only one leg is going to be the perfect way to experience those, then the body will create itself with one leg, whatever is needed for the body to go through the experiences. Because, mind you, these experiences are not mindless. These experiences are the very reason why we have come on earth. So, whatever is needed for our experiences to happen, that is the reason why we have come with a particular body. Whatever that body looks like, short, small, dark, fuzzy, not fuzzy, blonde, not blonde, whatever the body looks like, it is going to give us a set of experiences, many of them in self love, but it could be along the way. The body knows what it is doing. Why? Because it is tapped into universal intelligence. That universal intelligence, which is aware of the entire plan, is aware of all the experiences that our energy wishes to receive. It is aware of that. The body is not aware of that. Body is coming with such limited intelligence. Oh, I don't have this and I have this. And most of the times our focus is on I don't have, I don't have. It's not even on what I have, it's on what I don't have. That's where the focus is. And so, exactly for those kind of experiences, the body is created for those kind of experiences. Now you would be like, but why would I want to experience I don't have, I don't have? You forget that's what the earth experiences are all about. The earth experiences are about separation. The earth experiences are about fear. The earth experiences are about lack. And so, whatever is needed for you to experience that lack, you are being given a body, a shape, a form, a family, all planned through your energies. And so, in the womb, you create yourself. When I say you create yourself, it is your energy that creates itself in a body form, just so that it can experience these energies a little bit more, take them to a higher frequency without the help of any specialists, any doctors. And what is it that we come with? We come with eyes. Okay, if we come with eyes, what are the eyes here to give us? They simply see. That's it. They only see. They don't make a judgment of what they are seeing, but they see. A nose simply experiences the smell. A mouth simply experiences what goes in. And of course, later, when we have figured out these words, then to come out with those words as well. But it is simply here to experience the taste, the nose for the smell. And all of these, the skin for the touch, but all of these are created, the brain, for simply experiencing how to gain some information. That's it. The information is what gets stored in the brain. And then there is a part of us that gets to decide what is good and what is not. That which gets to decide what is good and what is not is the mind. The mind that gets to judge what is good and what is not, what is fair, what is unfair, what is correct, what is right, what is wrong. And that all happens from the space of the mind. And if you all will now go back to the first thing that we begin to understand and release is the mind. I drop my mind. I'm from the heart. I drop my mind. But why is it that we have the mind in any case? Because it is through the mind that we experience the earth. If we don't take a judgment on what a good and a bad is, what a good sight and a bad sight is, what a good smell and a bad smell is, we wouldn't be judging. We would simply not be able to receive the experience. We would not be able to, to express our disgust, to experience anger, to experience fear if we did not judge. And so, when comes time to release the fear, when comes time to release all that we are holding, the first thing that we have to do is to release the judgment part of it. And for the judgment part, the mind, which makes all of these judgments, are what come to be released. When the judgments are, and again, I always remind people that you are on earth. You're not going to be able to release all judgments and then they will stay that way. No, the work is every day. But why is the work every day? Because if we are sitting in Switzerland, it's going to be that we, for a large part of our lives, we are going to experience snow. So, similarly, we are sitting on earth. The large part of our experience is going to be that we are going to experience judgment. So, the judgments will come every single day, it will happen all the time. But what can we do now? We now understand that the judgments are meant for the earth experience, and then we are no longer so tied into, most of us are no longer so tied into the earth experiences of separation. We wish to come and experience the oneness energies now. And so, for the oneness energies, the judgments are no longer needed. So, the mind is no longer needed. It no longer plays that crucial role that it had to play all this while for us to go through these earth experiences. The mind can now simply be put to rest. So each time the mind plays up, it plays on judgments, it plays on what's right, even what's right in the body and what's wrong in the body. We keep judging. And from what? From our past experiences. Oh no, I had my head used to function this way, my hands used to function this way, my legs functioned this way. The information is there with the brain, but now we start to judge our current state. This is not the perfect state because I used to be something else. Or if I didn't used to be something else, someone else has two legs and I don't. So the perfection lies in those two legs and I don't. I don't have it. So when I sit in the I don't have it, the frequency of lack, I need my mind for making that discerning judgment, for figuring out what's not right with me and what is right with me. And again, for the frequency of lack to play more and more, I would always focus on what's not right with me. When we begin to come into the healing space, and why does the healing happen already with so many of us? So many of us have gone through this part of, oh, I have a new disease, and what do I have to do? They'll come to me, and I'll be like, accept the disease, allow the disease, let the disease be. Just simply release your fear of the disease. If you look at the fear, we just talked about it, the experience of fear, the flight or the fright, when we, the fight and the flight, when we look at the two innate responses that are present in us while we are on earth fighting or flighting, both of them actually belong to the fear frequency. We do both of them from fear. So when we simply let go of the fear itself, those innate, those very much inherent experiences of the earth are no longer now binding us. When we say, I release fear, I let go of the fear, that is when the healing can automatically happen. But underneath the fear itself, what is making us fear? This is right and this is wrong. Or, the fear of my future. This itself is happening from the judgment that we hold. And that is where the mind is coming into play. So, for the fear to play largely, the mind has to be very, very active in its judgments. And as we let go of the mind, then we can start to release the fears with so much ease. And then what happens? The eyes see and the mind doesn't judge. The ears see, the ears don't judge. The taste happens, the taste is not judged. And as we let go of our judgments more and more, everything that was belonging to the earth, all of these experiences that we wanted from the earth start to come to a completion. They start to come to a completion. We've experienced enough of it over centuries and centuries. We've come back again and again into this circle of life, and we might come back again for experiencing a little bit more. But as we sit here today, releasing the mind and coming into the heart a little bit more, we are able to heal ourselves. Why? Because when we came initially and we didn't hold the mind so much in action, then it was a self creating process. Our bodies could create themselves from the space that they were in without judgment of what is being created. Oh no, this color is dark. I don't want this color. I want a I want a fairer color. That didn't happen because there was no judgment of any of those parameters that we now hold to ourselves on earth. The parameters of height, the parameters of color, the parameters of weight, that is for the self. And then for the others, the parameters of religion, caste, whatever it is that we hold, those are no longer again being clung to. We don't belong to a religion. I am energy. There is no religion except that everyone is energy, and so am I. And from that space of oneness, more and more of the healing space is created. The healing space is created when the judgments are let go. And the judgments are let go, then the fear is let go. When the fear is let go, we are in allowance and acceptance of all that is, which is where the space was when we were about to come to earth, when we hadn't still activated our minds to get the experiences of the earth. So, what is it that now that we understand the entire link, how we were, how we became, and now where is the journey? Well, the journey is back to the womb. So, to go back to the womb, all that we picked up as we came out of the womb, everything that was going to make our earth experiences complete, everything that was going to give us more of the lack, the fear, all of those stuff, those can now be shed. And so, in this moment, as we think of creating a healing space, it would have to be a moment of non judgment. And I can only speak a moment. Again, as I said, again and again, we are on earth. We are going to experience judgment because we are on earth. Till the time we are in this body, we are going to continue to experience judgment, judgment of the self, judgment of the other. But with going to the frequencies of the heart, moving to the frequencies of the heart allows us then to look at those judgments and say, earth experience. Okay, I can release myself from this. It's that simple. After all, the judgments will create lack, jealousy, anger, fear, and all of these, what are they? It's just a frequency. On earth, we came to experience these frequencies, but they're just a frequency. And so, from that space, we can begin to release those frequencies and move to another set of frequencies, the frequencies of the heart. Many of you will remember, and that happens in the very first day of the program for Expect Miracles as well. But when we started out, the lines used to be, I drop my mind. I take energy from Meenal, I drop my mind. And today, the understanding of why is it that we were dropping our minds. At a later stage, I tell you, you don't even need to focus on that. Why? Because in the Meenal frequency exists so little of mind. There is so little of the judgment. Mind you, brain is for the information, but the judgment, the processing, the discerning of the good and the bad happens not from the brain, but from the mind. And so we begin to release that. We come to a place of non judgment. And that is where we can be the frequency that taps into the universal intelligence. It can only be a moment, and that moment can then be expanded through our awareness. That is why every single day, 40 every day. Why? Because the earth will give us its set of experiences. The frequencies that are all around us will come and play for us. The frequencies of lack and jealousy and comparison and fear and all of those leading to anger, disappointment, lack of love for the self. It will happen. We came to experience this. And then it is our centeredness into the heart that will simply remind us, Are, lack of self-love. I can let go of this because it's just a frequency. It's nothing else. It's just a play. It's a play of the stage that we are currently on. The stage belongs to Earth, and all of these plays belong to Earth, and we will keep going into these plays unless we begin to become more aware, more aware. And how simple is it to become this more aware? Just one question you remind yourself of every single day, all the time. What am I feeling? That's all that is needed to you making it back to awareness. That's all that is needed by you, for you. And from that space, can you even understand that we just ask ourselves a simple question, what am I feeling? And release our fears. But what are we actually creating for ourselves? A little bit more, a little bit more, a healing space. That is why so many of you, when you come to me and you're like, oh, I was just doing your meditation and suddenly I found this pain went away. That fever went away. Oh my God, I had this pain for 15 years, but I just did some release work on fear. And that pain of 15 years has simply vanished. Again, it's only because we have released something that was being held into that body. Somebody that was being, something, some energy of fear, mostly fear, that is being held in the body. From the fear itself, all of these judgments and fear play so beautifully into each other. And when we look at one, the other will fall off. When we look at the fear, the judgment falls off. When we look at our judgments and release the judgments, the fear of the other, of the outside world, simply begins to fall off. And so, this place of inner healing, creating the space of healing for the self, is the space where you are sitting without judgment. But now, if I was to simply even ask you, okay, sit for a moment without thought, without anything, zero thought, zero feeling, zero emotion, zero anything. How much time would you actually be able to even go with? Probably a minute or two. If I say to you, breath, no, don't even focus on your breath. How much time will it be before a thought comes to you? Probably just a few seconds. You cannot be without a thought. And then you will begin to analyze that thought or even keep away that thought. In most of my meditations, I tell you, keep away that thought for now and go back to blankness. In our normal day to day life, to go through blankness for extended periods of time, it will take for you a lot of releases. So instead of coming to zero thought, we bring it to one thought. But then what happens? Even that one thought, we begin to judge. I will take an example. With many, the mantra is simply chant Om. Just chant Om. And that's all. And that'll bring your focus to that one word, Om. And that's all there is to it. And then people start to chant Om. And before you know it, they're like, is it Om or is it Om? Is it Aum What is it? What is the correct pronunciation? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Will I get the full benefits of Om? Will I not get the benefits? What is the right way to chant? And there begins our Google search right away, because we are judging that one word, Om, whatever that word is, whatever the pronunciation is, but our judgments have started to come back to us. We talk about breath work. Okay, take a deep breath in and exhale. And then we start to judge, oh, it didn't reach here. I only just exhaled from my lungs. It didn't go all the way to the diaphragm. No, no. I need to inhale a lot more and exhale a lot more. And the exhale needs to be 1.5 times. I've heard this from many people. The exhale needs to be 1.5 times of the inhale. And that's the proper way to breathe. See what we are doing over here? We are bringing our judgments even into the simple process of breath. We are bringing our judgments into this even with the simple pronunciation of the word Om. So, judgments are so second skin to us, or rather, first skin to us, that we are constantly getting back into that loop. Many of the people come to me and say, oh, I've been releasing my fears, but I don't know if I've been doing them right. Or if you're doing them, consider them right only. If it's helping you even with 2%, consider them right. But no, you will go into confusion and doubt. I don't think this is right. There must be another way. Some other people are able to release more, and so that must be the right way. I must not be doing it right because this seems too easy to do. Just simply look at the candle and release the fear. No, no, no. Can't be that simple. It's got to be more tough than that. So here is our mind creating more and more struggles where actually none exist. So here we go. So as I was, being told about this topic and everything, and then I was also shown this, that how most of the people will start to judge on everything that they are given. And so I said, yeah, but what's the way out? That's most everybody. That's most everybody, even the people who are constantly working on our own selves. We get into this, this mind game every now and then. And so the simple way of dealing with it that was given to me was just this, so cute and so simple and so beautiful. There are 26 letters in the English alphabet. There are 26 letters. Which one is better than the other? Is A better than B? Or is B better than C? All of those 26 are equally there in the English alphabet. We use some of a bit less, we use some a little bit more, but are they necessarily better than the other? No, they're just letters in the alphabet. This kind of resonates with you if you constantly hear me say, we put on so many different channels. Which channel is better? Which channel is not? They're just simply channels being shown on our television. And so looking at the letters of the alphabet, and we don't judge the alphabet A from B. And so this time, and we will now go through a little bit of, processing of this meditation. But the meditation is all about simply focus on one alphabet. One alphabet. It's so beautiful that when I said, oh, just one alphabet, that'll be so boring. And Mani said, yeah, boring. Boring is the space of healing. This is so funny because that's the answer that came to me when I was, sitting in guidance. And it said, boring is the space of healing. Because boring is when, for those minutes when you're doing nothing and there's nothing to do, and you're just sitting, there's nothing to do. And then your mind fidgets and it wants to find things to do. Well, now the mind play has taken over. But when we are just sitting, doing nothing, thinking nothing, wanting nothing, being nothing, that is actually the space of healing. So we want to get to boring. Many of the kids will come to you and say, oh, I'm bored, I'm bored. And that's because their mind wants to be active. Mind is making this decision that boring is not good. But now that we start to move away from earth experiences to understand that boring, where there is nothing to do, nowhere to go, nowhere to be, and simply be in the space of now, that boring space is actually the space of healing. That's when healing happens. And that's why so much of healing happens when we are sleeping. Because sleeping, can you imagine? Sleeping is so boring. We do that in the same way every single day. We don't move around like 28 different times, wanting different positions for sleeping, doing different things while we are sleeping. No, we just simply, lie on the bed in the same position almost for many, many days, many, many years. And that's where the healing happens because sleep is boring. And that's where there's nowhere to go, nothing to do, be in that space of, okay, I just need to rest my body. And when you rest your body, but your conscious awareness is also resting, when your subconscious awareness is at play, and then at that space where there is nothing for your mind to engage in, that's when the healing happens. So for us to tune into that space of healing, consider going back to boring. What does a child do? A child engages himself for a large part of time with just some things that are rotating over the head, but sleeps, eats when it is time to, drinks when it is time to, but most of the times is absolutely happy being bored. Is happy being bored, doesn't need so much of engagement. A toy will occupy their attention, but not all the time. They are happy in that boring space. And that is why, as we are children, we heal so naturally, so quickly from so many of the different things that once as an adult, we are not able to deal with them unless we put a lot of medication into our system. And here is the thing, each time when something goes wrong with the body, the mind takes over. This food is good for this ailment of mine. This food is bad for this disease of mine. And it is the mind that we are working through, and we stop the natural process of healing that every cell of ours already contains. The mind wants to take over the functioning of everything because then it can judge between the right, the wrong. Oh, I need so much of protein, I need so much of carbs, I need, otherwise it's wrong. I need so much of water in my body. And through it, what are we doing? We are actually taking over the cells, saying, this is the kind of water that you need. If we simply let it be, the body will tell us how much water we need to drink, how much food we need to eat, but we don't let the body do that. We let our logic, the knowledge, the information in the brain, and we use all of that to come to decisions for the entire body. Who is coming for the entire decision of the body? The mind through its judgment. This is right, this is not right, this is good, this is not good. That doctor I went to is not good at all. That doctor didn't give me comfort. Why? Because he wasn't resonating at your frequency of fear, maybe. He was resonating at less fear, more fear, who knows? But you are constantly going to find only reflections of yours relaying that information back to you so that your mind can keep regurgitating that information, not just for diseases, but even for healing of the self, healing of the love that we are. That love cannot happen to us the more and more we said, oh, I need so many more courses, I need to get that degree, I need to be in that space, I need to be more qualified to receive a validation from the outer external world. And this is a space that is not belonging to healing, because healing is not just of the body, though. All of this while we were mostly talking about the body, but the healing is much deeper. The healing is of the recognition of who we are, the energy that we are, and how we are creating these ailments for ourselves, that bigger boss, that bigger chair that I need to sit into, that bigger love for for the other that I need to express, and then they need to give that love back to me. The space where we are looking on the outside through judgments, and through judgments we will constantly be making comparisons, and that is not the place for self-healing. The place for self-healing is nowhere to do, nowhere to go, nothing to do, nowhere to be, and simply, I am so comfortable in who I am, in this skin I am. Am I completely at rest over here? Is my back not hurting? Of course, the back is hurting. Of course, the leg is hurting, but I am in this space comfortable as who I am. No wish to even heal my back, no wish to get $1 million in the bank account, because that is not the healing space. The $1 million do not exist in your energies. The $1 million only exist in the bank account. Are you going to be constantly looking at those $1 million and constantly dancing because you have $1 million? No. There'll be a dance for a few moments, and after that, you'll be back to, oh, my back hurts, and my leg is not this, and my children are not doing this, and I made so much money, but nobody is listening to me. Something or the other is going to keep you unhealed. Something or the other is going to keep you unhealed, because that is the earth experience. That is the earth experience. And it's only when we are able to look beyond the earth experience, beyond these two eyes that look outside, beyond the senses of smells and eyes and ears and everything that we are listening to, when we can stop judging all of that space, that is when we come back to the energy space. And so now going back, and rather not even just going back, getting into the meditation for today. Any questions for me at this time? I haven't even seen what the chat looks like. Okay, thank you, Pretty, the pretty sari. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got the sari, and now we are already at 7 a.m. We are wearing the sari and fun. Okay, all right. So, any questions at this point about the energy space, the healing space, the conversation that we have had so far? If not, then let's move forward with this really crazy, stupid, silly meditation, which is so hilarious and so beautiful. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. I take energy from Meenal. I am. Center yourself in that space. You're not going to be Meenal. You are Meenal. That is the energy that you hold in this moment. And as you begin to empty your mind, put all your focus on the alphabet A. A. That's it. Keep repeating to yourself. At whatever interval seems okay to you. Whenever the mind seems like it wants to engage in something, engage it in the alphabet A. A. Simply an alphabet. A. A. At whatever interval. Whenever anything wants to come to you, any thought, any direction, nothing. Just simply bringing your mind back to the alphabet A. No words with A, nothing. Just simply A. And if you think you want to progress, okay, then bring it to B. If you really think that there is some progress in that, bring it to B. Just simply the alphabet. No meaning. A. B. The mind blank of every other thought. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be. Just be. Or A. And by now, you would be experiencing a little bit of the blankness of the mind. The blankness, the healing space. How simple is it to be in this healing space? No candles, no incense, no chants, nothing. Simply one alphabet. And you come to blankness. Just one alphabet. Rest of it is all blank. Every now and then, you can say that alphabet to yourself when you think that the mind is running, either to the future or to the past. Simply one alphabet. And no meaning to that alphabet. Just no meaning. Just a single pointed alphabet. And to be in the healing space, do this. Do this many times in the day. Whenever you feel that your mind is running someplace, whenever you feel that you're experiencing fear, you're experiencing lack, you're experiencing anxiety, all that you have to do in that moment, I take energy from Meenal, I am Meenal, and center yourself on just an alphabet. This is not zero thought, but this is a very, very minuscule, tiny little thought. And the rest of it starts to center on zero thought. No words for meditation needed. This is so funny, so hilarious, and so beautiful, all at the same time. A. And that's all there is to creating a healing space for yourself. Because the more empty of your judgments, of your fears, your mind is, the more energies of healing are being brought to you. Because guess what? The judgments that you hold for the others or for yourself are the ones that are not letting you heal. And so, in this space, the zero space, the empty space, the judgments are being released, and you are coming to a place of love for the self. The place of love is not about giving love to yourself. The place of love is about being mindless, thoughtless, emotionless. Being in this moment of now is the place of love. And in this moment of now, you are empty. As empty as you were in the womb, where you were able to create a completely perfect body for your experiences, a completely perfect life for all your experiences. And you're back into that same space, but this time with awareness. Okay, everyone. So simple. All right. Lots and lots of love. Enjoy being in this meditative space at any point in time. You can do this everywhere. You can do this anywhere. You don't need to be, sitting in a specific place, having your meditations on. You don't need anything. You don't even need my voice. You just simply need to be in this space with one alphabet to anchor you. That's all. That alphabet has no meaning, and yet just anchoring you in that space so that the rest of you can be empty and the rest of you can heal. Any questions at this point in time? Everybody good? Everybody in the knowing space of how easy it is to be in this space?
Yeah, very well
Lots.
explained and made it very easy. Thank you so much.
How beautiful. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you, everybody. Lots and lots of love for all of you for being here. And everybody,
Thank you.
enjoy your weekend and lots of love to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank
Lots of love to
you.
you
Thank you,
too.
Thank
Ma.
you.
Lots
Bye.
of love
Thank
to
you.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.